What's going on, everybody? Aaron here with Tier 1 Academy, and today I want to talk about a rather unfortunate story that we can learn a lot from as CCW holders. So, what happened was a Marine Corps veteran was arrested for illegally carrying a firearm here in the state of Maryland. So, here's the backstory as to how we got to this point. So, what happened was a 57-year-old Marine veteran was carrying a firearm in Baltimore City. He went to a bar and unfortunately a fight broke out at that bar. He, being a good guy, went ahead, de-escalated the situation, broke up the fight, and the cops were called. The cops arrived, and somehow, some way, the cops found out that he had a firearm on him. Well, unfortunately, he didn't have a Maryland CCW. He had a Virginia CCW, and unfortunately, the cops locked him up on illegally possessing a firearm. So what a lot of people don't understand is there's something what's called reciprocity. Basically, what reciprocity is that you have two states. Well, I'm sorry, one state that recognizes another state's wear and carry. So, for example, make things so to give some understanding, every single state has reciprocity as far as the driver's license. So with your Maryland driver's license, or your Virginia driver's license, or your DC driver's license, you can drive anywhere in the country so long as you follow that state's driving rules and you have the license. So that's a more like simplistic way of thinking about reciprocity between states. So, however, it's similar when it comes to each state's wear and carries or CCWs. So, Maryland has zero reciprocity with any states. Doesn't even have reciprocity with DC. That means in order to concealed carry a firearm or carry a firearm at all here in the state of Maryland, you have to have a Maryland CCW. However, if I can't, with my Maryland CCW, with your Maryland CCW, you can carry in Virginia because Virginia recognizes Maryland's concealed carry. However, it's not true the opposite way. Maryland does not recognize Virginia's concealed carry. So you can carry inside Virginia with your Maryland CCW, but you cannot carry inside Maryland with your Virginia CCW. You would have to get a Maryland CCW. So it goes like this for every single state. You have some states who recognize Maryland. You have some states that recognize Virginia. That's what reciprocity is, and the best way to figure out what states recognize your CCW license is to go to USCCA. Link in the description. The USCCA Reciprocity Map. Put in your state. Put in your state that you have your CCW out of, and it will tell you what states recognize your concealed carry. So unfortunately, this guy he didn't understand reciprocity. He didn't understand that Maryland did not recognize Virginia wear and carry, and so he was illegally carrying a firearm in the state of Maryland. Even though he did not use that firearm to de-escalate that situation, because he just had it on his person, he was still illegally carrying. And this is why it's very important for us to understand, as CCW holders, reciprocity and carrying in other states. So very, very unfortunate. That's why we here at Tier 1 Academy, we certify for Maryland plus 39 other states, 42 if you count Puerto Rico and DC. We can get you the wear and carry licenses in order to carry in the 40 states total, 42 if you count Puerto Rico and DC. So this is a very unfortunate story. I'm going to continue to follow it and see what happens, and hopefully he doesn't face any charges. Hopefully it's just a misunderstanding, let him off with probation, a misdemeanor, and just send him back on his way, and with a slap on the wrist tell him, hey listen, these are laws, you need to know them. But however, we as firearm owners, we need to understand the laws, because ignorance of the law is not going to keep us out of jail. And unfortunately, this happened to him here in the state of Maryland, where Maryland is trying to make an example out of firearm owners because they don't like us. So we need to stay a step ahead of them and keep on top of these laws and understand these laws so that we do not get ourselves caught up and get in trouble, because they're itching at the chance to take away your firearm and to make an example out of you. And I don't want that for anybody, especially when all we're trying to do is just exercise our right to defend ourselves, our right to self-defense, considering that Maryland is sorry because they're not doing anything about the crimes. So now we have to take our own self-defense into our own hands because they can't keep the criminals in check, and they're not trying to, and they're just employing half-assed solutions to solving the crime problems. So super unfortunate, but hopefully nothing happens to this guy, and hopefully he just gets slapped on the wrist, a misdemeanor, and goes back about his life. Because not only is his right to self-defense being in jeopardy, but also his livelihood, because he does security at I believe at a federal level, and he might have his federal clearance revoked because of this court situation. So highly unfortunate. Stay educated. Stay on top of this stuff. You want to get certified in 40 states, include 40 states plus DC plus Puerto Rico to carry in those states. Check us out. Link in the description. Sign up to carry in 40 states plus DC or Puerto Rico if you choose to. This has been Aaron Tier 1 Academy. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.